Ladies and gentlemen, VGotM.
And they are gonna know. Oh shoot! I just unmuted us. All right, welcome to VGotM episode number
37.
37. Thank you.
Wow.
I'm so good at math.
I'm fighting with OBS at the moment.
I've been counting.
My fuck ups or our episodes?
The episodes.
Yeah, where we talk about nothing and everything and games sometimes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's how we roll.
And we're probably going to talk about the debate today because that was funny. Or
That was
I didn't
fun.
watch.
Surprised Comedy Central didn't host it.
every single Twitch streamer seemed to host it.
I know.
There's something about like when Donald Trump gets on TV, it's like must see, like a debate. It's must see TV. Like, so
Yep.
the Republican primaries in 2015 were hilarious. Like, one of my favorite moments was Jeb Bush finally getting like a jab against Donald Trump, and people being like impressed by it. Like people were saying like, "Oh yeah," like a little bit of a mic drop moment. And Trump's like, "Hey, that was pretty good," and goes and gives like Jeb Bush a high five on stage.
Yeah.
And Jeb Bush has like this look of like this giddy schoolgirl that just got like a picture with her favorite teacher. It is the most amazing. He's like, "Yeah, I did it." One of the most amazing things. And then Trump's debate with Hillary, when he told her, when he said like, "Could you be in jail?"
Yeah.
I remember I turned to my wife and I was like, "I think he just won the election with that one." But yeah. So, I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Jarnad.
Hi, Jarnad.
Hi, Jarnad.
I'm in a place with no normal mic, so I sound less cool.
I think you're in a closet.
I am basically staying in the closet. This Airbnb is basically a closet. I'm joined with Chief. How are you, Chief?
Good. How are you, sir?
Oh, I guess I'm good. I never told anybody that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Just chilling and killing.
Yeah.
Chilling and killing.
I guess you do chill and kill in the in Destiny over and over again, don't you?
Always.
And we got Ninja here.
Hello.
Ninja who just carried Witherbottom, Mr. No Ball Cam Witherbottom in Rocket League.
That's right.
I like Rocket League.
That's always the game of the month, even though we never vote on it.
Hey.
I don't know. Maybe
if
we
you
should
played
tell
it, you'd love
you
it.
how many hours are spent in
I refuse to
Destiny
use
across-
Epic Game Store. Refused out of principle.
Principal. What do they do? What do you not like about them?
They're not Steam.
They give away free games.
You know, that is an astute observation.
I can't stand them.
You don't like, play games for free.
Mr. Wither, No Ball Cam Bottom, is here.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out a good way to.
No ball cam bottom.
No ball cam bottom.
You know, if you didn't play Rocket League,
sounds like a
sound really
porn,
confusing.
sounds like a porn name at this point.
No ball cam. Listen, I'll do your scene, but there's no ball cam.
No
please.
ball cam.
Hello, that's me.
This maniac we found out this very evening. In fact, I haven't really recovered from it.
No, I'm still shook.
He plays Rocket League almost exclusively, although he'll try and tell you about how much he uses. Almost exclusively with no ball cam.
It is amazing to watch.
I
I
use ball cam, just not
He
very
doesn't.
well.
is what he says, but then when he's going for the hit, you know what he's doing?
He's not on ball cam. He's on car cam.
He's on car cam.
Yeah. Now every time he misses a ball, we're gonna ask him which one he's on though. From now on,
Right.
and it's be like finding out.
Answer is always going to be the same.
It's going to be like finding out that like my my camera settings. I'm basically looking top down at the car. And that's why I'm missing all my aerials. But did anyone actually watch the debate last night?
I watched the whole thing.
Well,
What do you think?
What was your favorite moment?
Highlights.
Well, either everybody's lying or everybody's telling the truth.
That's always how it
That's
is.
always how it is. The best part was when they asked a question about their like physical, age, like cognitive abilities and stuff, and then Biden started to speak, and that was everybody was like,
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's not very good.
There's the proof of Biden's.
Yep. And then Donald Trump was saying, says, oh, I feel great. I feel, like I did, 20 years ago or whatever. And then he was talking about, playing on the golf course and stuff. And then Biden was like, yeah, well, my handicap in golf is like went from an 8 to a 6, and Donald Trump was like, I've seen you play golf, it's not an 8. It's like I've seen your swing, you don't have that. So, that was very funny.
It was a great moment because
Yes,
Biden was like, oh, look, when I was vice president, I got down to a 6 handicap. And you're like,
under 6 handicap.
First of all, if you're vice president, you shouldn't be playing enough to be able to knock strokes off your game.
Anyway.
I can understand playing a round of golf, a 9 holes or 18 holes, a couple days a week to decompress. Great, but it's if you're taking strokes off of your game consistently over 8 years, you're spending too much time on the golf course. You should be doing leading the free world or something. Yeah. That vice president's basically just a glorified puppet, though. But then Trump was like, "It's like I've seen your swing. You're not a 6."
Yeah, you're not a 6.
And Biden was like, "Well, okay, maybe I was an 8 then." And it's caught in this lie about bragging about a golf handicap. Come on, dude.
And then it was Donald Trump that was like,
"It's more of an 8."
Yeah, and then it was Donald Trump who was like, "Let's not be children here," and I was like, "Yeah." It was funny.
I'm pretty
that
sure
was a very funny moment. That was just Biden was trying to prove how strong and tough he is, and Trump was just like, "No, I've seen your swing. You don't have a 6 handicap."
The loser on sucker comment. About the POWs or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah,
was oh, okay. I think Biden wrote that down because that was the only time he showed any emotion in the highlights that I saw.
Yes. So that was another thing. It took the media, several years to, claim, to correct lying stories that they've told of Trump. But that story about the suckers and losers and the Charlottesville and all those, every single story that really the media has told about him has truly been debunked. But even Trump was like, okay, guys, y'all are sitting behind the table here. Y'all are, journalists. Y'all know that these stories he's saying are lies. He repeated them multiple times. It's ridiculous. Biden is truly at the point where it's he just repeats himself so many. So what's the thing where it's you say the lie enough that it becomes truth to you? That's honestly what he is. He's lied so much that he doesn't know what the truth is anymore. And
I mean, I would say he has dementia and thinks that what everyone else says to him is what he's experienced.
yes, I would agree.
But yeah,
it was, it was amazing listening to the Democrats, response of, they're in panic mode, like full on panic mode. And I texted a friend last night and I said Joe Biden's not going to be the presidential nominee. It'll be someone else.
a lot of people think Gavin Newsom is going to be the
It's going to be
recommendation.
Gavin Newsom. It'll be Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris. That's my. You can mark it, guys. Clip it. Here we go, fans.
Chat.
Clip,
Hey, chat.
clip it. Chief Giraffe today on June 26th is predicting,
28th.
or June 28th. Sorry, I'm predicting in the past. Sorry, that
Is that allowed?
Wait a minute.
that Gavin Newsom will be the Democratic nominee for the presidential ticket. Clip it right there.
You heard him, chat.
You heard him.
You heard the beginnings of a political pundit's career. Chief Giraffe will become the VTuber talking head of politics soon.
I am going to be the next Jake Tapper, okay?
Is Jake Tapper the one that masturbated?
No, that was who was it? He has a name that
I'm scared to Google
it's like
that.
a really creepy name. It's like a really creepy name too. What's his name?
Tubin?
God. Tubin, yes, Jeffrey Tubin. Yes,
Okay.
yes, that was him. Yeah.
So weird.
It's like Tubin loves pulling on his tube. That type of thing.
His toothpaste tube. As a
All
reminder to our listeners, this is not a podcast for children.
What?
Now we got that out of the way. All right.
Now we got that out.
I have been
Our
inviting
disclosure.
exclusively children to listen.
Go-
All I know is children.
just go.
I love children. I put it in all my profiles so everybody knows.
Yeah, you changed your name from a few years ago from Little Kid Lover, right?
Yeah.
Letting people know exactly where you stand.
Just so people know
Where my priorities are.
where my priorities are.
One of my favorite green texts was a guy who was like, when I was a kid, I just watched green texts. Oh, we could talk about Dr. Disrespect in a second.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
sorry.
it was like when I was a kid, I just watched the first Predator movie and thought it was the coolest thing ever, and so I wanted to put that as my gamer tag. So he had Predator, and he was like, "But I'm also a child at the time," so I just said "Child Predator."
No way.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
yeah. Let's talk about the Dr. Disrespect stuff.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's weird.
I haven't been able to follow this. I don't know
Okay,
what's going on.
all right.
So someone's going to have to enlighten the
Yeah.
chief.
I
Somebody,
will sum it up as
let's
best
get
as I
production
can.
to pull it up.
I actually don't. I didn't
The
like.
chat messages.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. Okay. So it's a new podcast segment. We're just going to show all of our own DMs.
Yes, one by one.
So
Secretly, me and Witherbottom have just talking shit about Jarnod for the past.
Oh, awkward.
And then next month it's going to be Jarnot and Ninja talking about Witherbottom not using the ball cam.
We're already talking about it.
Anyways,
I am looking at our Rocket League chat, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's just a bunch of like talking about how good we are at Rocket League.
Yeah. We're very humble here at VGotM.
So, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when did Dr. Disrespect get banned from Twitch?
that was like 2 years ago. I think.
Okay,
It was a while ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't as long ago.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I don't know what
So-
I'm talking about.
So what we know for sure is that 2 years ago, Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch. When he got banned, after a lengthy legal discussion, litigation discussion type of thing, civil discussion, him and Twitch reached a settlement, and he got paid out, but was no longer allowed to stream on Twitch. And both sides were tied to an NDA. Okay, so people have wondered for a long time, what did he do? Now, since then, he's done, I guess, a solid job at YouTube live streaming. I haven't been following very much. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, a former employee at Twitch basically said, oh, the reason he got banned was because he was sexting a minor in DMs. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, if he
why
was
aren't there charges pressed against him?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why are there charges pressed against him? That was kind of my stance. It's like,
Yeah.
and then a week, like 2 or 3 days later, the game studio that he founded removed themselves from him, and he was like on as a consultant, creative consultant kind of thing. He founded the studio, and they removed themselves from being associated with him.
Oof.
Okay, so things are looking weird. And then he came out and was basically like, hey, yes, I did talk with a minor. This minor DM'd me, and then we talked via the Twitch Whisper. I didn't even know Twitch had this option, but Twitch Whispers. And since then, I think that it has actually come out that there was a 17-year-old that he was talking to in DMs that he was looking to meet up with at TwitchCon in 2017.
Oh.
Now,
I didn't know.
Yeah, what we don't know is, and I have not seen proof of this, but that it did seem like he was trying to hook up with her at TwitchCon. Don't know if that part's actually true or not. That one is seeing no proof. There's no confession on either side. But a leaked email that seems legit from Twitch employees was that they discovered this in like 2019 or 2020 or something like that. And then decided to use it against him when he started espousing more right-wing views of transgender stuff. And so as soon as he moved away from the standard of Twitch employees, they were like, okay, we're going to use this information against him and get him banned.
Yeah, I was going to wonder, like, how is it a legal problem that someone disclosed that information that was in the NDA?
I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I imagine legal action can't be taken against him, but I'm sure his audience is tanked.
Oh, YouTube just removed his memberships. Like they've demonetized him completely.
See, that is something that I would feel like is illegal, but I don't know. I don't know enough about this stuff.
Well, why would it be illegal to demonetize? Like, YouTube basically can demonetize you for any reason. We constantly get demonetized.
We do? For how wholesome our podcast is? Where all we talk about is it gay and I don't know. I couldn't even come up with all the things that we've talked about that we shouldn't.
I mean, I've used the tranny before, which is now, if you say that on Twitch, you'll get
you can't say that.
You'll get demonetized. Even though I'm talking about
I will say,
trannies.
Having lived, not to tell everybody my age, but having lived from the beginning of the transgender movement. I don't know what to call it, movement, I guess, I feel like that was like an acceptable word back in the day. Was it not?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know these things. I don't keep up with the world.
We're going to just play gameplay footage in the background while we continue to talk about this.
Remnant 2, guys.
Remnant 2. And Dr. Disrespect.
That's right.
Like, there's a lot of, like, weirdness with it. One is, like, why did Twitch pay out a settlement fund? Like,
yeah.
You catch someone doing something pretty illegal, or at least insinuating illegal activity.
Right.
And you ban them off the platform. Seems fine. So why give a settlement out? And so there's probably some wrongdoing on Twitch's part that they aren't disclosing. and that Dr. Disrespect can't talk about without giving away his settlement. Like basically, when you have like a settlement, you sign an NDA. If you break that NDA, you have to give it back, give the money back, which was kind of Trump's argument with Stormy Daniels. Was like, hey, you signed an NDA, and I gave you money to help. Like we reached kind of like a settlement. I gave you money for the NDA, and then you start talking about it. You need to give that money back. And that, like, anyway, he got convicted on that one. But that was one of the weird things about it. And so my guess is two or three things are happening. One, basically every creator is messaging fans in an inappropriate way. And
VGotM chat.
Yeah, like the VGotM chat. And so there is other people who are doing the same type of thing and not getting banned for it. And so they were like, all right, Doc, you can go your way, we'll go our way, and we're not going to have like this giant, like colossal destructive, like that, because that would basically kill Twitch if it became known as the pedophile platform, which it is.
The pedophile platform.
It's got a ring to it.
It does.
Yeah, I like it.
And then, or there's another like the idea of like maybe Twitch didn't know, quote unquote, but they guarantee that like certain people are above 18, and so like there's a understanding, like you go to a club that only 21-year-olds can enter. There's an expectation of like the person you're interacting with is above 21, but I don't know about like the legality of that. If like the club is responsible in some way, I don't know. So there's just weirdness.
Oh.
So yeah, so Docs might be done content creating forever.
Yikes.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty hard to come back from, if I'm being honest.
I agree.
No.
And if he had, well, and the other thing is like, again, why 2 years after the fact would have random? And the other problem was like the Twitch employee that like spoke up about it also said, hey, I'll leak this if like people will buy tickets to like my band or something like that, because he started up a band. And like it was a really weird, like not blackmailish, but kind of blackmailish kind of thing. And I don't know exactly what it was. So yeah, that kind of sums up the Doc Disrespect thing of what I've been able to figure out on social media.
Yeesh. I feel like it's not that hard, you know?
don't. Well,
and of all things, don't use the platform that you make money on to commit a felony. Oh my gosh.
My advice to anybody, especially you guys on the VGotM crew, if anybody messages you and says, how can I learn from you about how to become better at content creation, because we're the best at it,
Tell them to fuck off.
block them.
Just
And
right
if
away.
yeah, and if you're not going to do that, at least like get age verification first. So
Wow.
yeah, that's the
Wait,
basically.
does ASL hold up in court? In court?
And Colt.
In court?
ASL. Oh,
American Sign Language. But yeah, what do you think? How easy or hard is it? Sexy to dirty talk in ASL?
Sorry, I was talking about.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
That's what
the MMO age, sex, location.
came from.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah, ASL is age, sex, location.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
He didn't play MMOs.
I thought you were talking about American Sign Language.
See, that's
um,
somebody gets it.
I don't think it holds up, Witherbottom.
You don't think it holds up?
Nope, because there's been time like people who've been convicted of statutory rape even after being shown an ID that shows they're above 18 because the ID was faked.
Oh wow, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That seems.
That
I feel
seems
like,
kind of I what's the word? Like I don't want to say wrong, but it's like it seems a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it seems- yeah.
I've told like pastors of mine to be very you have to be kind of careful about having your phone number public because
Oh yeah.
it would be possible for a minor to text you a nude or something like that, and
Yeah.
then call the cops
And
on you,
reported.
Yeah.
and then you are in possession of child pornography.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
That's crazy.
yeah. And then, and then if you get really big, like Alex Jones, the CIA will just send you child porn, and then raid your office and claim that you have possession of it, which is
boy.
what happened to Alex Jones at one point.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is why I don't keep up with shit. That's too much. This world that we live in is too much.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
This is why we just play Rocket League.
This is why
Yeah.
I play Rocket League and then shit talk people who aren't as good as me. Kidding. I only do it whenever they're mean.
But speaking of pedos, do we want to talk about the presidential debate anymore?
Nice segue.
Thank you.
Super smooth.
That was great.
This is why I'm Mr. Producer.
Mm-hmm. I didn't watch the debate, so I've got nothing to say about it.
Any other highlights, Chief?
Yeah, same.
I mean, it was. I've basically said everything that was worth saying.
Who won?
Oh, Trump by far. Even CNN said that Trump won. I mean, that's telling you something. CNN did they always do like a flash poll after a debate like that, and it was 67% Trump, 33% Biden. That won.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Twitter was ablaze today.
So
Ablaze.
I saw a thing and it was like during the flash poll, and it sounded like one of the CNN talking heads called Michelle Obama Big Mike.
Big what?
Really?
Big Mike. Do you know that story, Ninja?
That Michelle Obama is secretly a man or something?
Yeah. And his nickname is Big Mike. But apparently it's digitally altered, and so it's a shit post / sigh. Okay, well, let's see, what else do I have? Speaking of digitally altering stuff, let's go into. Can we bring this up? Oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay, so.
Oh, excuse me.
Adobe. Can y'all read that, or is it too small?
I cannot read it.
A little too small.
All right. I'll assume chat can't read it either. But Adobe changed its terms of service to say that they basically can go in and any product that you make on their or any content that you make on their products, which is Premiere Pro, Photoshop, their entire suite. The term of service is kind of vague on it, and it says it says it doesn't specifically say we will use this for AI, but it says we have kind of a license to do that. Like we are giving ourselves a license to use your products.
So is that like retroactive, like stuff that you have already created would then be subject to that?
Yes.
That's crazy, huh?
Oh,
That doesn't
yes.
seem legal. Once again, Ninja with that doesn't seem legal, but I don't know enough.
This whole there's so much about like the modern landscape. It's like this doesn't seem like it should be allowed, and no one seems to stop them.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Oh, what's up,
Hi.
Happy?
Hey, Happy.
Hey.
Happy, I was.
Speaking of which, did you see they legalized bribery yesterday?
What?
Is that what
Yeah.
the caravan thing was?
No, there's a Supreme Court case. Like, there's a lot of Supreme Court cases. Some of them are pretty good. And so this one I thought was kind of shitty, though. Basically, they said as long as you bribe a public official after the fact, it's okay.
Nice.
So there was a local politician who got convicted of felony bribery, and he appealed all the way to the Supreme Court. He had given millions of dollars of like local government contracts to like his own company, essentially, or like a family affiliated one, and they were also paying him money directly as a gratuity. They cited it as a gratuity. And the Supreme Court overturned his conviction, saying it's only bribery if you pay them prior to them giving the contract or passing the law or whatever, because you're trying to change the outcome. But as long as you pay it afterwards, it's technically a gratuity.
A campaign donation.
So make sure you tip your local politician for giving you whatever contract you need.
That is.
Wow.
This is why people hate lawyers. Because like they're technically true. Like a bribe will be like you give money beforehand, but everybody around's like, no, this is a bribe. That's so dumb.
So gratuities are now legal for politicians.
It's like the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And lawyers love to talk about the letter.
Yep. Nerds.
Not like the cool kind of nerds like we are.
And here we are,
Yeah.
but they're the nerds. But here we are reading.
I feel like we're geeks.
Yeah.
We're reading Adobe's terms of service on a Friday at 11 p.m. But they're the nerds.
Well, this goes like so. Did y'all see the? Couple things. I had a weird thing happen. I was using Apple CarPlay, and my wife sent me a picture. Okay, and I was listening to the message, and she sent me a picture, and the Apple CarPlay described the picture to me.
Oh, that's not all right.
And it was like she sent me a picture about like two cars that were parked haphazardly, and like the thing was like it's just a picture of two white cars, both of which are parked poorly in front of a store. And I was like, what the hell? So if you have Apple CarPlay, well, Apple just reads your messages.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So what did we learn from Dr. Disrespect?
Use Signal.
What happened to him? Was he a pedophile? I can't remember.
It turns out he kind of is.
But maybe he didn't know he was a pedophile.
You know, I mean, if you want to be like Supreme Court technical, and if you're a libertarian, he's more of an epiphile or whatever it's called.
Oh no. Oh no. This is why libertarians are taken seriously, because it always ends up here.
It's so true. It's like libertarians, they either devolve into pedophilia or drugs.
For sure.
But the other thing about like the like reading your messages in the Adobe thing, I don't know if we talked about this last month, but did I mention recall, like Windows 11 recall last month?
No.
So Windows 11 is going to take a picture of your desktop, basically.
Oh yeah, like every second or whatever.
Every second or every couple of seconds, and so that way you can search your computer to like basically search what you were doing to try and find stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like my worst nightmare.
I mean, this is the biggest breach of privacy, and like Microsoft owns Xbox, and Xbox owns like 50% of game dev studios. It seems like now, like, but all these other game dev studios who are, building competitors to Microsoft products on Microsoft's platform are now going to have their desktop screenshot constantly, And so like
Wow.
all their code will be available to Microsoft. It's like they claim it's local, but like I don't know know what the future is going to deal with that.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty nefarious.
I don't even care from like a personal standpoint. I just know they're going to use this to like monitor employees at work and train an AI to like fire people. I already know it.
Don't they already do that?
It's so dystopian.
No, they're gonna
There
pay people in
are-
India to fire people.
That's true. There are
Nice
like
circle back
call
with your bottom.
center. A lot of like customer service jobs do have like dystopian monitoring of like if you like look away from the screen too long, then like you get like a warning or an infraction. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, eye tracking software and stuff like that. It's crazy.
But Witherbottom, or what you're saying? There's actually, for every eye tracking software, there's actually just an Indian person watching someone.
Oh, Happy wasn't here last month.
I heard the story though about the Prime story.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was an incredible story. The AI standing for actually Indians.
It's amazing. So, speaking of the Far East and their ability to con us out of stuff, it was discovered that a 1,000-foot high waterfall in China, and it's been like millions of people have visited it because it's one of the highest in the world. It looks beautiful, and people discovered that it's actually, so you can see the bottom is a picture of what it looks like, but it's actually just a pipe at the top that they just put out a whole ton of water, and they pump the water up there and then blow it out the pipe, and it's completely man-made.
Oh,
how long has it been the case?
Since it was discovered.
I heard they pump the water seasonally so that it runs all year long. So in the dry seasons, then they pump the water.
Okay.
Or to like enhance, to basically make sure it runs all year long, because waterfalls, especially at that height, are seasonal. That they come with the rain and the whatever. So that's what I read, was that they only they supplement it when it's like in the dry season. Because people come all this way and they want to make sure that they see what they want to see. But
so what you're telling me is this is nature's Blue Chew.
I've seen
when it can't perform, it takes some enhancers.
I have seen so many ads. Like I saw a little bit of Fox News yesterday, and there was like a Blue Chew ad every other second.
It feels like a prank. I feel like there's no way they have as much money as it seems like they do.
They basically get OnlyFans models to dress skimpy, and they're like, "You might need this if you meet up with me." And okay. But don't trust the Chinese.
Did they make Blue Chew?
Probably.
Yeah.
What if Blue Chew was like the only thing that kept you safe from COVID?
Everyone, you don't need a mask anymore.
Around rock hard all the time.
Yeah, you don't need a mask anymore to virtue say. You just need a boner.
Exactly. They got to verify one or the other whenever you walk into the place.
You feel really bad for the guys with micro penises, and you're like,
they're doing a boner check tonight. Damn it.
Witherbottom.
Yes.
This reminds me of a story. No ball cam Witherbottom.
No, it's Wither, no ball cam bottom. Excuse me, sir.
Okay. I read a thread about Wayne. What was the guy on Manchester United?
Wayne Rooney?
Wayne Rooney. And apparently, he was a massive prankster. And, because you were a big fan of him, right?
He's a fantastic goal scorer back in his day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Did he use ball cam?
Did he use ball cam?
I'm sure he probably did.
Okay. But yeah, story, and like one of the pranks that he did on his teammates was he slipped Viagra into his drink. Like he would probably get along with us on the podcast.
Probably.
All right.
So this goes out to you, Wayne Rooney. If your coaching career doesn't go well, which it hasn't been lately
At all.
At all. If you want to become a video game pundit, look us up.
Are we pundits now?
I don't know. What do you call us?
Influencers.
Oh, right. Excuse me.
To an audience of none.
I'm not influencing anybody.
Oh, it's Salty. What's up, Salty?
How's it going?
Okay, so there's a bunch of former World of Warcraft devs started a new studio called Notorious Studios, and Kotaku claimed that the only female staffer is a dog, and so people have been talking about how amazing this game is going to be. There's a lot of white males too.
Oh,
weird.
So
those are the worst.
They are, but they make great games.
Stop playing it.
Yeah, no, they make great games
and good beer.
Yeah, anytime I see a headline like this where they're like, "Oh, there's only one woman," I'm like, how do you know?
Well, I did go and look it up, and that's not true, unless like
no. I'm saying, aren't they assuming all the genders?
That's true.
Of these people. No one really knows. It's like, oh, there's 450 male CEOs and 50 female in the Fortune 500. Like, how do you know? I feel like the people are just assuming these genders based on their ideology, you know.
But
sorry, go ahead.
The game actually looks pretty good. I think it's been in development for a year and a half or 2 years, and they are doing play tests. So go to Legacy Game. I think it's Legacy Steel and Sorcery. If you want to check out their play, they're doing one tomorrow. I know, and yeah, it looks pretty solid. So I'm actually kind of excited for it.
What's the game?
It's called Legacy. Legacy. What did I say? Steel and Sorcery. So, yeah, if you want to support white men, go play that game.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
And one dog. You forgot about the dog.
and one dog. It's probably it's probably a golden retriever. That's like the whitest dog you can get.
I am in so hard. Well, is it an English cream or more of the red? Because
should have at least made the dog pit bull for diversity. Yeah.
What would you say? Okay, we're going to switch back to Remnant while we talk about this. What is like the whitest?
We've already seen this one.
Golden retriever for sure.
I've already seen this one.
Or corgi. Corgi's pretty white.
We've already seen this one too.
Wow. So
I mean, corgi is like the English.
I feel like corgis are like
royalty, Doug.
Asians. Like I see a lot of Asians with corgis.
Yeah,
that's true.
So it's like
there is a breed called American Bulldogs, but they're crazy, and they look really funny.
That's definitely not the whitest dog. I feel like that goes both ways.
I was gonna say like a poodle.
Yeah, all the
a golden doodle. A golden doodle.
Yeah, golden doodle. I'm gonna see if Google knows this. I mean, I'm gonna put on a watch list.
That's a good idea. You just know that golden doodles like returned their shopping carts.
For sure.
And probably tip 20%.
So I've never shopped at Aldi. I've never been to an Aldi, which is kind of funny because there's one close by. But I feel like the fact that they charge for that, like you get a quarter or whatever, doesn't that make you feel poor returning the cart? You're like, I'm doing this for a quarter. Like I'll do it for free somewhere else. But at Aldi, they're paying me a quarter to return. It's like, oh
no, you're not. You're getting your quarter back.
Yeah, but that's just opportunity cost.
So that's
like
that's why
if they're saying if they're devaluing it to being worth a quarter versus my honor as a human being, it's like I'll pay a quarter to just chuck my cart. in the parking lot. You know.
See, this is why when I go to Aldi and I get a cart, I go down and hunt down other people in the parking lot who just parked and like ram them with the cart until they take it from me, so I don't have to get my quarterback.
Yeah, it just feels insulting, you know. Like I'll literally do it for free, but as soon as it's worth a quarter, like I just want to drive off, you know.
This man cannot be bribed. Exactly. Sorry, no, it's an after
Before
the fact.
or after the fact.
Yeah, you can't be gratuitized.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I should be president.
Happy Hawaiian for president.
Yeah. I'll start working on the t-shirts.
Mostly because I can complete a sentence even while drunk.
Fair, but is your handicap down to an 8 or maybe a 6?
If I can be as gratuitous as Biden when describing his handicap, I might be below par.
You're just mowing through these guys, killing all those deer.
No, those aren't deer. Those are root.
He dared to kill a king's dare.
I saw you kill a deer earlier.
I did kill a deer. That was the first time I saw one. I didn't know what to do.
I can't believe you gave me so much shit for killing deer. Oh, Salty, since you just joined us and you missed it,
Yeah.
we discovered something today. Me and Ninja did.
Okay.
No.
And so did Chief,
I feel like
but he didn't
discover
realize
is
this.
discover is kind of like a generous term because I told you.
I mean, Dr. Disrespect told us, and we all discovered that, so. Yes, I did equate sexting a minor.
Okay. Okay.
What Witherbottom
All
has done.
We discovered that in Rocket League, Witherbottom doesn't use ball cam.
Okay.
What?
I do use ball cam, just not all the
Which
time.
ball cam?
What do you mean, which ball cam?
I mean, you don't
Yeah,
have more than
you
one.
don't have your crotch cams going all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said earlier, I'm both impressed and disappointed.
Yeah, that's honestly impressive. I wouldn't be able to do that.
All right. Who has played the Mass Effect trilogy?
I played
or
one,
two.
and then I played Andromeda. And
I
I stopped Andromeda about 10 minutes into it.
Andromeda's terrible.
Played 1 through 3, loved it, and got about 2 hours into Andromeda.
Andromeda was a pretty good horror game.
Are you saying this because it's whimsical?
Or
No,
because of
it's
its form?
their faces were disgusting.
That's racist. Anyways.
Yeah.
I played one and really liked it, and then I couldn't get into any of the other ones.
Well, but did you have a continuous story? That's what was so novel back in the day. Like your character would literally continue to the next day.
Yeah, I did, but I
Until
feel
you
like
changed from a man to a woman.
Wait, wait, that happened?
Yes.
By default,
Wait,
your character at some point changed?
You had the option in Mass Effect 2.
Well, it's 10 million years into the future. I can believe they can just zap your genitals into something else. That's fine. It's sci-fi. I mean, come on. Like, we're talking about aliens and humans having sex. Like, at that point, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I mean, I guess you have a point.
Yeah. Like, how do
wait,
we?
hold on. Let's follow this. Let's follow this thread. Happy.
Yeah, let's tug on this one.
Yeah. So you're saying that like interracial sex, because it's interspecial sex is problematic, or shouldn't, like that's where the line gets too blurred with gender theory.
Yeah, like as soon as you're fucking the equivalent of like an octopus, like it doesn't matter if you're gay or something. Like it doesn't matter. I know I'm
This from the
conflating.
person who plays where you can literally do bestiality with a bear.
That's what I'm saying. Like, isn't it essentially bestiality when you're having sex with an alien?
Yeah, someone of another
but then we're
race.
concerned.
Probably,
But then we're concerned about some sci-fi game where you can change your penis into a vagina or vice versa. You know, like it just.
Oh, I'm not. I'm
You've
just
crossed the
saying.
Rubicon.
I'm just saying the way that you worded it. Like you can be this character who's between all three games the same person, and I'm like, no.
I'm just trying to see if you'll go the next step into interracial relationships. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It was too far.
You're saying that's past the okay.
Anyways, we don't want to get banned on YouTube for this one.
We're already banned.
Shadow ban. That's why we don't.
I hope so. Honestly, I feel like we'd be able to speak more freely.
We could go to Kick. Kick doesn't really give a shit as long as you gamble. We'll have Chief a little window of Chief gambling in the lower right and Happy's gambling in the lower left, and Kick will love us.
I did place a bunch of bets on the debate. It was fun.
Did you win any?
I won like half of them. I mean, there was a decent number of. I mean, you could bet on everything. You could bet on them getting into a fist fight.
Nice.
Like, you could bet on them cussing at each other, whether they would shake hands, their first and last words. You could bet on how long Biden or Trump would have like a brain freeze, like where they just don't say anything.
Biden definitely won that one.
It was. I bet on a 5-second Biden brain freeze at plus 400, and the longest he had without any words was 3 seconds. So yeah, I know. You could bet on how many times they'd say like fake news or rigged or I don't know. It was fantastic.
There's a bet on Biden dropping out of the race too. It's at 30%.
Oh, that's going to happen. So.
You missed
it. Does it count as dropping out of the race?
Chief already called it.
I know. Yeah, Chief predicted he's starting his career as a political.
Yeah, I've already said that.
I mean, the fact that right after the debate, CNN was just like, yeah, he's got to drop out immediately. There's no choice whatsoever.
And he was talking to Kamala Harris. And he was like, no, he's got to go.
CNN was like zooming in on him being gingerly helped down the stairs. Like it's like, oh, they're trying to torpedo this guy. Like,
absolutely.
I felt bad for him a little bit. Like if he wasn't like such a douche, like I really feel like he just seems sad. It seems sad.
See, okay, Jarnock got mad at me for saying I have a little bit of compassion for the guy because you just feel bad for him.
Yeah, well, it's like at some point, like when your mind starts going, it's like, okay, that's effectively like he's half adult, half like child who doesn't know better.
Like, okay, you know? I would feel bad for him if he wasn't like destroying my livelihood.
A horrible person. Oh, I know.
It's like,
but if they made if they made like a 2-year-old president, and it's like he would really screw things up because he doesn't know what to do. But like, would you really blame him? You know, like his mind's not developed to where it should be.
Let's see. If my 2-year-old was president, would I blame him? I probably would. I would bribe him with dynamites.
They probably, I mean, he probably gets his diaper changed about as frequently as a 2-year-old. Like at this point, like there's a part of me that feels bad for him for sure. But also like
1%.
Yeah.
And like then the rest of the 99 is like he's just a douche.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like 50 years of douchebaggery culminates into him being like a 2-year-old, basically.
Okay, so back to Mass Effect. I feel
what were you? Why did this come up?
I just feel lied to because a former BioWare dev admitted that when you ran in the Citadel, you didn't actually go any faster. They just changed the FOV to make it look like you were going faster.
That's brutal.
I think didn't they say that also applied in the Dragon Age Inquisition when you're on your horse or something like that?
It's like awful.
Sprinting on your horse didn't actually make you faster. They just changed it to make it look like you're going faster.
Why would developers want
Why
that
would they
to be
do
the
this
case?
to us?
Because they hate us. Because they
Is that
hate
it?
us.
Do they just
I don't know
they
if I
just don't
believe
want you
it.
to have a good time?
Well, I think in the first Mass Effect, I don't think they had like a speed increase when you sprinted. Like, I don't think they had a sprint at all. So like they added sprint into the Citadel to allow for you to go faster. But all it was, I mean, like, so, I mean, game dev is like, most of game dev is like how the player perceives it. So
I was going to say it worked.
They did. But like in the original World of Warcraft, they set up so you got like 100% XP for killing monsters and turning in quests for up to a certain, like, 2 or 3 hours. And then after that, you got 50% XP. And the idea was to encourage people to take breaks and stuff like that, because that's what they were concerned about that. And people were so mad about it. And so what they did instead was they added this feature called Rest XP, where for the first, like, you could generate it, but like if you logged off in an inn for a day and you came back, you would have like 2 hours of rested XP at a maximum. And so you get 200% XP, and it'll go to 100% XP after that was done. And people loved it.
It's all marketing.
And it was exactly the same system, just they turned all the
socialism right here.
It feels like socialism.
It is, yeah. You're like giving them their like quality of life back and like a UBI basically. Like you're not paying the people who just grind the hardest nonstop.
I thought you were for UBI.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. But I know my audience here. But that feels like some Chinese social engineering stuff. I don't want the kids to play video games long enough.
All right. So this is one of my favorite stories. Okay. That I came across this month. It might be one of my favorite stories of all time. Y'all have seen Pokemon cards, right? Like did y'all ever collect them growing up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Still have Pokemon cards.
Did you ever participate in, like, did you ever do battles with your friends?
No. We didn't know how it worked. We just collected the cards.
Right. But so they still have like trading card tournaments.
Yeah, battles, yeah.
Yeah. But tournaments. You can have the world champion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works is you have to you set up your deck, you submit the deck list to a judge, the judge verifies that everything's okay, and then you show up to your battle with the other trainer, and if your deck doesn't have one of the cards in it, like if your deck list is different, you lose one of the matches automatically. Like it's like an automatic penalty.
Okay.
Okay, so at this trading card, at this battle, someone ate their opponent's card and then called a judge for a deck check.
Ate it? Like,
yeah,
I don't know he ate it.
He consumed it?
He grabbed it and ate it in front of the other kid, and then called for a deck check and won the game.
Oh my
Honestly,
god!
He deserves it, though. He deserves it. Let's be real.
Okay.
Oh, one of my favorite stories.
If Magnus Carlsen just like ate a pawn of his opponent, like you gotta respect the drive, you know.
That's true. That's
At
true.
that point, what if I just throw the whole board across the room and say I won?
That's like on Family
Guy. You gotta respect the hustle, Happy.
You gotta like hurt yourself. Self-sacrificial.
All right, fine. I'll smash it on my face.
Okay,
and then you're like, you can win.
Exactly. I kind of respect it. I don't know why that works in my brain, but it does.
There was a Family Guy where Brian and Stewie were playing chess. Like someone bumped the board, and so like Stewie was fixing it, and he was like, "No, your king is at like knights rooks, 6 or whatever." He's no, my bishop was there, or something back and forth. And then Stewie just gets mad and throws the deck. He's like, there. He throws the board. He's like, there. Now you're nice at refrigerator 5.
Happy's like, yeah.
Totally legit.
I don't respect him because he didn't eat it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's got to eat it first.
Exactly.
All right.
Kids are weird, man.
I think it was an adult.
Well,
That makes it. Why does that make it so much funnier to me?
Hey, trading card tournaments are serious business. I've always wanted to get into like a Warhammer or like Warhammer and play Warhammer, but the cost of entry is so great.
Yeah.
That was
Play
a
Total War Warhammer.
You didn't suggest. You suggested Valorant.
I did. I feel like I would have a better chance.
how could anything beat Anomaly Exit?
We haven't heard what that is yet. We'll find out.
Yeah. That is yet to be seen.
Yeah.
If anything, will beat it.
All right. So, a year ago, I don't know if y'all saw this. This just popped back up in my feed. But the Florida Senate had unanimously passed a bill that would give the death penalty to anyone who committed sexual crimes against children. I think a couple other states around the nation have started doing this. Idaho, I think, is another one. But this guy, Fury, not Fury, some furry avatar, says, if you're queer and in Florida, I seriously and pathetically suggest you get the fuck out of there as soon as you can. They're totally going to use this to murder queer people for existing in public.
Because that's the same.
Huh.
Hmm. One of those.
Yeah.
They hated him because he spoke the truth.
Yep.
All right. One last thing. So
Interesting.
a independent game called Black Myth Wukong. So you play as Wukong, kind of a Soulsborne-esque game. Has apparently when it launched, did really, really well. But the game's journalists decided that it was not worthwhile and that it was really bad, and it had accusations of sexism and all that type of thing. And apparently it came out that they rejected a $7 million extortion thing from DEI consultants. And so suddenly it makes sense why they're getting hit with all this negative press. Just back to SBI stuff again.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like the mafia, like they rate every game on DI stuff. If you don't pay, they...
Yeah. So basically how it works is they've given GDC talks, which is Game Developers Convention talks, about how to force games to use their product or their consultant firm. And they basically say, go to the marketing director and tell them that if you don't do this, you'll get so much negative publicity on social media that you'll wish that you had. And then that's how you do it. Is you basically go and strong arm your marketing team into agreeing to pay a whole bunch of money to Sweet Baby Inc. and others such things.
Is this what happened to Lara Croft's boobs in the Tomb Raider game?
Right?
Probably.
Could we like crowdfund the bounty
and triangular?
I know. They were very 70s boobs. Yeah, it's like it was a. Yeah, I saw an article. I can't find it again, of an artist who showed how people are taking like attractive female characters and making them unattractive on purpose. And like this, and it's like this is coming from the top. Like the leaders of the studios are basically saying, no, you have to make them look less attractive and less sexy. And it's not even like sexual poses, just like, I mean, look what they did to April in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Well, I mean,
It was pretty sexy.
What was that game that came out on PlayStation? The Eve or where their female character is based on a existing, like they literally like had
Stellar Blade,
a real life, Stellar Blade. Sorry, they had a real life person come in and like they based the model off of this person, and they got a ton of like negative feedback that they were like,
unrealistic,
sexualizing the character, but it was literally it's like a real life person. Like they based their model on a real person.
It was even better because it was the creative director's wife.
Oh no!
So she worked on the game.
Yeah.
Oh man!
You're too attractive.
Yeah. They're all complaining about how attractive the guy's wife.
Game developers shouldn't have wives this hot.
No. Why? Oh, what's up, Angry?
Hello.
What's up?
Did you watch the debate at all?
Yeah, I was working last night, so I watched what I could.
What was your favorite moment?
Whenever they started arguing about their golf game.
Could you identify Biden's drug cocktail?
I just loved like whenever Biden would speak, Trump would do his like face where he just kind of like
the lips
smirks, like
Yes.
but whenever Trump would talk, like Biden just looked like he completely just short circuited.
It was so
Yeah, he was
bad.
just staring at mouth agape,
joke.
like catching flies.
Like a couple of times I thought he was about to walk off the stage.
Yeah.
The fact that CNN kept the camera on him is just proof they want him gone.
Yeah. One person was like, I saw the things was like, whoever decided at CNN to do the split screen was not doing Biden a favor.
No.
Right.
I'm so happy they did, though.
I know.
But the best moment of the whole thing was when Trump was like, I have no idea what he just said there. But
He's like, I have no idea what he just said, and I don't think he knows what he said either.
I wish he did that more. That was hilarious.
I saw a clip from the 2020 debates where Biden's like, number one, and gives it a reason. It's number two, number three. And Trump's like, you missed number two.
Yeah. Well, the other funny one is when he kept saying like the idea that I want, it's like the idea that we, it's like, oh my God, shut up. You can't even coherently put a sentence together. The idea that you're running the country right now is ridiculous.
All right. We ready to talk about some Remnant 2? Witherbine. Oh, actually, do we want to do our Destiny 2 segment with Chief and Angry first?
Don't
Wait,
let me into this.
I forgot what am I supposed to talk about?
Just how amazing your
game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the final shape was amazing. The new subclass, the story. It's brought back thousands of players to the game. And
billions
and
dozens
billions
of us.
Oh,
dozens.
Also, according to Biden, there's 1,000 trillionaires in the United States, just so y'all know. So we're all good with our national debt. So anyways, but no, I mean, honestly, like I just completed the story for the second time on my other character, and I loved every minute of it again. It was just a really, really good expansion. I still haven't done the new raid yet, but I will do that at some point.
Yeah,
I also want to do it.
But
we should do it.
Like the new subclass,
Not do anything tonight.
The new armor.
Nope.
Yeah, we're gonna leave right now and do the raid.
See you guys later.
It's just great. I'm really, really happy with it. and Bungie has already announced that they have stuff planned all the way through 2025. So Bungie Destiny's for the most part is back right now, and see how it goes from there. So you got one happy Chief Giraffe here.
Excellent. And a happy angry, or is he still angry?
I'm
He's always
melancholy.
angry.
Melancholy about Destiny. All right, Remnant. So I didn't get to play as much as I would have liked because I've been traveling too much. This boss fight looks crazy though, Witherbottom.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Did the two of y'all fight the boss?
Just him on this one.
Me.
Oh, okay.
So for people who we played Remnant 1 a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. It was fun to like go through the boss fights and stuff like that. But I think that the issues that popped up in that one are similar to the issues that popped up in this one. And one of the big things, like there never seemed to be really like playing by yourself. There's a decent amount of danger, like death and stuff like that. But as soon as you add another person in there, you and I think wiped on a boss once, right, Witherbottom. Well, that's when we brought Ninja in, the Labyrinth boss.
Yeah.
So we wiped on that one a couple times. And that was probably the most fun fight I think I played of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But like every other one was like we basically went in there blind, never seeing it before, and just mopped the floor with it. And
and that was even my experience playing solo, especially with the new handler class they introduced in this game. So in the first game, there wasn't a handler class, so there was no, basically, if you're playing by solo, there was no chance of reviving. This game, they introduced the handler class, which gives you a dog companion who is able to revive you. And so compared to the first game, which I played solo a lot in the first game, and I played solo a lot in this game, having that dog companion made the game a lot easier because it gave you a second chance, even if you were playing solo. Whereas in the first game, if you were playing solo, you had one chance, and that was it. If you died, that was it. But if you're playing with people, if you died, you had a chance to be revived. So from my experience, I feel like the difficulty level was lower on the second game than it was in the first game, and that maybe was just because I chose the handler class on purpose, knowing that I would probably be playing solo quite a bit. And so your experience might be different if you weren't playing the handler class, but a lot of the bosses I was able to kind of go in and get through within one or two tries. Versus the first game, I remember Ninja and Angry and I spent like an entire night trying to beat one boss. The three of us together.
Was it
like,
the dragon?
The quill boss that like
Oh,
shut the
yeah.
quills. Yeah, like we spent, I don't know, a couple hours trying to beat that thing, and this one, the difficulty level felt a little lower. And but like the core bosses felt about the same, because there's the way the game is set up, like there's kind of like a core storyline, but each world has like randomization, so there's like chances for different side quests or like side dungeons which have different bosses and things like that. And so you can get through the game just doing the basically the bare minimum, and those bosses felt a little like simpler. And then the side quests, because you don't necessarily need to have to accomplish them, those can potentially be a little more difficult. So I feel like overall the difficulty on this game felt a little easier than the first game. But again, that might have just been because of the handler class that I was using.
Right. Also, the cube gun seems to be super overpowered.
I don't know. It's not that over. It's nice, but it does overheat. So.
But then you just dodge around.
Yeah. So there's some really cool things I like about this game design. So there's, I think, 3 or 4 different like environments, or like biomes they call them, I think. And each biome has like essentially like potential for like 3 or 4 different bosses, but there's way more than that. Like that could happen, and so every time you play, there's a chance you're going to get a different boss or different setup, and then each of those dungeons have like a different chance for random like set of things happening. So like even within a dungeon, you might have like a unique occurrence within a dungeon, and so there's a whole lot of individual like experiences you can have. So the game that I played would be completely different than the game that Jarnod played on his map. He might have completely different bosses. We'd have like the same like storyline bosses, but outside of that, there's like a whole different like room for unique experiences to happen. And then each of those bosses drops an item that can either turn into like a weapon or armor or a mod or something like that. So the character that I've built up would be completely different than like Jarnod's or Ninja's character, just based on the random world that we got placed in. So I think there's some really cool game design features in there, which also adds into the replayability as well.
Did you just snap everyone out of existence?
Yes, I did. By the way,
Cool.
spoilers. Sorry, that was the final boss.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the labyrinth. Oh, here we go. This one right here, the cube boss.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one was a unique way of like I really enjoyed this fight, even though I died multiple times. It was also fun. It was also just funny though.
Yeah.
Like I think both Ninja and I died immediately.
I think we all just died right there. I think that was it. Oh, Ninja survived for a second, and then he got crushed.
Well,
yeah. I thought the level design was better in this one than the first one. Like it was a little bit less linear.
Yeah.
They did a much better job of it, and I don't remember very much of the enemy design in the first one. And I thought the enemies were a little better in this one. But then you end up like the other problem that I ran into was that there's just a like a really good like the melee was too good. I thought in this, it always seemed like that, and like so there would be times where it's just like I'm doing so much more damage with melee, and was there a stagger mechanic in it?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a stagger mechanic, depending on what you're using, I think. So yeah, I mean, it kind of depended a little bit on. I feel like the melee, I don't know, the melee seemed powerful, but you also had to like get up into it. And this is a game kind of more built around gunplay, and so keeping distance from your opponents has a benefit. And so I feel like they were trying to incentivize, because I think they do have one of their characters or one of the heroes you can play is more of like a melee focused archetype. And so I think they were kind of trying to incentivize people going for melee because the game is so focused on gameplay or gunplay, excuse me. It felt like that's kind of what their more focus was on, like the guns and the weapons and like that. So I feel like they maybe overemphasize the melee in some ways a little bit to try to so if you wanted to be a melee character, you wouldn't feel like you were being screwed. Was kind of my read on it. That being said, I very rarely used melee, unless I had to. But that was just how I played the game. So
I also hate the mechanic of like you don't shoot unless you're ADSing.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this one. You had one less crystal to kill, and then it was above you, and you couldn't get the angle on it. I don't know. You played for what, like an hour? Oh, he's gone.
Oh, Ninja's gone.
What? I'm here.
No, you played for what, like an hour or so with us?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was okay. It kind of felt exactly the same to me as Remnant 1. Like everything in the game functioned the same. Only there was a couple quality of life differences, which, frankly, I'm not against. When a game goes for like a follow up,
Yeah.
if you have something good in the first game, you don't have to go crazy and change everything in the second game. I mean, if you just want to develop the story, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think more games should take that approach.
I do agree with that.
That's basically all I had to say, really. I mean, I only played it for an hour. And you guys did most of the work.
Well, Witherbottom did most of the work.
I don't even think I shot the cubes. I just ran around.
Well, I don't have too much else to say about it. Witherbottom, what else do you have to say?
I don't have a whole lot to say. I like the I don't know. I like the randomization of the worlds. How like there's always a chance you're gonna get something different, and so that especially in like a multiplayer game, like if you and I are playing together, we could have completely different items, even though we're playing the same game, just based on how the game rolled, basically.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and it creates opportunities for some really unique builds because like there's the whole like trait system, which gives you like kind of like your character different abilities, but you unlock traits based on like kind of what you've done, and so like I could have completely different traits than any of you would have, or like I could like choose to spec into some traits that you guys would have. So I really liked the kind of like the I guess the chance to customize your character based on the events you've had.
Yeah.
And I like how that's so different. And like you can re-roll, and this is kind of the same in the first one, you can re-roll the same world several times and you would get completely different bosses. And maybe there's a higher chance that you would get, one boss versus another. And it kind of feels like those old MMO raids where you would just grind the same boss over and over and over again, trying to get that one item. But instead of grinding the same boss, you're grinding the same world, hoping that you get that one, that one special like.
But it's not a loot table on the boss. It's like a boss table kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I enjoy it. I feel like the gameplay is fun. Getting different weapons and like kind of figuring out what they do, and then they add on top of that they add modifiers, which can change how each weapon works, and then there's really a lot of room for customization. So overall, I think it's a really fun game. I really enjoyed the first one. I feel like the second one, like Ninja was saying, made some improvements on some levels from the first one. Yeah, exactly. So I think they did a really good job.
Like we could all talk to the same merchant at the same time.
Yeah.
Instead of having to wait and shoot each other while one person sorted out their inventory.
I didn't really get into this.
Well, they did still shoot each other.
And there is friendly fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't get into this so much as in the first one, but in the first one there was there's secret ways to defeat bosses, which would give you a different item. And so even if you got the same boss twice, if you did it in a certain way, you could get a different item. And I'm sure they did that in this game. I just didn't really dive into that enough.
I remember spending a bunch of time trying to do that in the first game with you. Something where we had to hide in a pot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We have to go we sneak downstairs and hide in a pot, and then we'll kill them in the basement versus killing upstairs, and that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was a lot of really thoughtful design put into this game. And they really took their time, and I feel like you can tell that the devs are kind of
they care,
passionate about it.
Yeah,
they care.
The game.
Yeah. So that was my take on it, is that this is a game that they want they want to play and they want to succeed, and so they're really putting their time and effort into it. And it shows. I think it shows.
I will say, it's a fine line to go too difficult versus making it difficult enough to be enjoyable to accomplish, and but at the same time doing making it simple enough where it's not just beating your head against the wall. And I think that FromSoft does a really good job with all of their games about it. But this is more similar to like an MMO kind of thing. But I do like the only issue I have with this, it's just too simple to go in there and defeat the bosses. Like I can understand like I don't want to sit there and say like, oh, I should get one shot by mechanics. But I felt like I was like, just rolling through the bosses a little too easily.
Yeah, and I had that experience too for a lot of like. So I did the survivor difficulty at first, and for the most part, I was able to. Like, it maybe took me like I think the most I spent on a boss was maybe like 5 or 6 tries, something like that, before I was able to beat one. But then I went and I re-rolled the campaign on the veteran difficulty, and it was much more difficult.
Okay.
So like I don't know if the survivor was there like if you didn't play the first game and you're like just getting into this, like here's like a step up kind of thing, and then I went and did the next step up, and I was much more challenging. The whole game was much more challenging.
Gotcha.
So I feel like maybe they were kind of like like the survivor whatever that I think both you and I were playing on that one was kind of like their like entry level.
Yeah.
And then go up from there kind of thing. So
that is probably I was playing on the too easy. This is why I don't like just difficulty sliders.
Yeah. Which I don't think the From Software games really have, right? It's just hard and harder.
Not even hard and harder. Just is what it is.
Yeah.
So. And then you beat the game, and then it gets harder.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done. Try it again, but worse.
So overall, I thought there was some really cool mechanics. Like each boss fight felt unique. There was like events. There was like dungeons that had events that weren't related to boss fights. There was one I don't think I uploaded the video, but it was called the Chimney, where you had to like kind of like race down the stairway before you got like zapped by this like falling chain of lightning, and so you had to like kind of like clear the way as you went. There was a couple like puzzle dungeons where you just had to like solve a puzzle by like reading different texts and things like that. So it wasn't all combat. They really did some like things that were like, you have to like find the lore in this world and then solve this puzzle, or things like that. So I think they did some really cool things that were not necessarily just only focused on killing the big bad boss. It was some other cool stuff, like holdout missions and things like that. So I thought the diversity was really good. The fights were fun.
Yeah, the diversity was good. The first character you meet was diverse.
They made sure you knew.
I wanted to
be a diverse game.
I wanted to shoot her so bad at the beginning.
So I don't know. I felt like pretty much every time I died, it was because I made a mistake, or like I didn't dodge it. I think, which I like in these kind of games. Like if you feel like it's not fair that if you feel like it's not fair that the boss killed you, it gets really frustrating. But if you like, the first time you go in, you learn the move set, and then you kind of expect that maybe halfway through they're going to throw in a new move or two, and then like you're going to learn those new moves, and then you can like once you know the move set, as long as you don't make a mistake, you should succeed. And that's kind of how I felt like once I kind of understood the move set. The only thing holding me back was myself,
right?
Versus like an unfair mechanic kind of thing. So
right. Nice.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. I've
said a lot. Buy it. Well, you were the one who played it the most. Buy it or no?
I would buy it. I'm still. I would still play it if you guys want to play it more. I don't know. I really had a great time. And it just like they really encourage the way that they design the levels really encourages exploration too, because like you can kind of like just go for the main objectives, but almost everywhere you look there's like side like branches that will give you new items or new traits or new like abilities, so it really encourages exploration. And then every time you re-roll, it has all these new different, like you have a whole new different chance of getting different stuff. So I think they really did a good job of like encouraging exploration and like going into the map and finding new things. And then there's lots of cool stuff. So I feel like every time you like dig into that one little hole, or you feel like, hey, that's kind of weird, and you go look at it, and you'll find this like cool secret. So I think there's some really thoughtful level design in this game.
And traps that killed Ninja over and over again.
Yes, those two.
Yeah. My favorite.
Everybody loves traps.
Yes. All right.
See, we're an
and
accepting
there's
podcast.
also subtypes that I don't think either of you got into subtypes, but I had the alchemist subtype and a subclass. And so there's like you can get special items throughout the game, which then you can forge into something that will let you like equip a subclass. So then you can spec into 2 classes versus just the one. And so there's just I don't know. There's lots of customization that can be done. And then there's like I don't know how many different rings there are in the game. Each one you can roll 4 rings. Each of them does a different thing.
Yeah.
So you can really, really change how you play the game just based on what you find and how you want to play. So
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job of I don't know, creating a pretty unique experience.
Oof, you died.
There you go.
No,
Don't
my
worry,
dog's
Rex has
my dog,
got you.
yeah, dog's got me.
Woof. Oh man, you gotta heal up.
There's no time.
No time.
No time.
Healing takes forever.
Yeah, it does. All right.
You all got it?
Well, let's vote.
All right. Not a whole lot of options this month.
We got
I
more.
feel like since the beginning we've been gradually declining.
Well, we switched to only 1 per person.
Oh, that's true. We did switch to only 1 per person.
we can switch it back to 2.
No. I like it. I like that it's less about what game is about to be chosen.
All right.
It's
So, one of my suggestions was Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree, the new DLC for Elden Ring, which is supposed to be awesome. It adds like 90 new weapons. I've heard 30 new bosses.
90.
It's an entire new style too. You can do like the monk style, right? Like the weaponless Kung-Fu style.
Yeah. So, Elden Ring was one of my favorite games of all time when we played it, and I would love to play the DLC in Discord with you guys.
I'm going to throw out that there's a seamless DLC or a seamless co-op mod. I don't know if it works with the DLC, but it lets you play with I think up to 4 people, like without all the resummoning and all that janky stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So we could potentially make it into a co-op game pretty easily.
And then we all die instantly.
All right. Well, as long as Salty's not in there, because he died to Margit so many times.
Did we ever? We never did watch Salty beat Margit.
No, we watched him. He beat.
Yeah, no, I beat it on here.
Yeah.
Did you beat it
live stream for all of YouTube?
I couldn't remember the outcome.
You got him. Got her.
I got him. Yeah, I won.
You got him.
We got him.
We got him.
All right, and Happy suggested Valorant. Valorant is a.
Happy's here. Oh no, did he leave?
He ran away midway.
Oh man.
So it is a Counter-Strike Go style of game, like ground-based. One team has to plant a bomb, one team is trying to stop the bomb, but it adds in. It's a hero class, so you have it's like Overwatch and Counter-Strike mixed together, kind of thing. All right, what's Anomaly Exit?
Anomaly Exit is. I mean, do you guys know about anomalies like the like horror genre?
No.
No.
So basically, it's like the idea that somewhere in normal everyday life, there's something that's like not right, And so people have taken this a lot of different ways with video games and like YouTube videos and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I somewhat follow the horror game culture, and I came across a YouTube video of a group of friends playing this, and it was both terrifying and hilarious, and I thought it would be fun to play with you guys. So I suggested it. But the gist of the game is that you're on a train going home from like work or something, and you start realizing that every stop is the exact same stop. So you start getting off, and you realize that there's like something wrong going on, and so you have to like find the anomaly, or if there's not an anomaly, and it means it's safe to exit, which I think is like the point of the game. But there's like always an anomaly, you know. So it's pretty funny.
Scary.
There's like there's like some intense moments that I think would be fun, and you can hear each other. It's like in-game chat, like Lethal Company.
No.
And then like sometimes, like when when shit goes down, like sometimes other people's audio drops off. Like it's really funny. Like I think it would be a lot of fun. Anyways, but it's kind of like it's like a $5 game. I don't know if it'd be a whole month worth of serious play, but if it's a month where we're thinking we're not going to be playing as much, it might be a good option.
Nice. All right. What's Oh Dear?
Oh Dear is a game where one player plays as a hunter, and up to 4 other people play as deer, trying to hide from the hunter in plain sight. If the hunter kills too many deer that are not the other players, then he loses his sanity, and then the player deer turn into like were-deer and get to try to like kill the hunter before he gets back to his cabin.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of like hide and seek. Like you're trying to like hide in plain sight as the deer, but there's like a bunch of other like NPC deer, and so the hunter has to figure out who is like the player deer and who's the NPC deer. And if they make the wrong decision too many times, then the deer get to try to like chase him and kill him.
I love that.
So it's like hide and seek.
I love
And
the
it's
idea of
also like
were-deer.
I think it's on sale for like $5 right now.
Wow,
He dared to kill a king's dare.
that's right. Woo!
Nice. That sounds funny. That sounds like a promising, good VGotM game.
Right.
I thought so.
Like the hilarity of Lethal Company.
I know. All right. Dead Island 2 was Chiefs, I think.
That was me, yeah.
What?
Just
Wasn't me?
another fun zombie
not a
crafting
typo?
game. Huh?
Was that not a typo? Did your auto correct?
I think
Not go to
you
Destiny
forgot the STINY.
Oh. I'm not going to suggest it 3 times in a row. So I do have my dignity about me. At least somewhat. No, it's just a fun survival crafting game, co-op, 4 people, zombie killer game. Dead Island 1 was a lot of fun, and I've heard Dead Island 2 is good too. So, just a
Dead
fun.
Island 1 was a lot of fun.
It was fun. I enjoyed
I
that
love
game.
Dead Island 1.
So, I would like to play Dead Island 2. And it could be on sale right now during the Steam summer sale. I don't know though.
Oh yeah, summer sale's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My second game was Borderlands 2. It is a first-person shooter, looter shooter, kind of like a Diablo 2, where it's like random events and random items while you are like a co-op where you're all trying to find the vault. And I think the vault is the vault in Borderlands 2 with their bottom.
The vault was Borderlands 1 for sure. I don't know if it was in Borderlands 2 or not.
Yeah, and it has fun humor, like good writing and stuff like that. But it's very much the whole thing is like the gunplay, massive amounts of enemies constantly coming at you kind of thing. It's a classic. I think we would have some fun with. Salty, what is the finals?
It is a, like, I guess, competitive PvP game, kind of like Counter-Strike. It has a few game modes. One is like a 3v3v3. The other is like a 5v5. And you pretty much like capture an objective and, I don't really know how to explain it. You put it in like this thing, a timer goes down, and if you can do that twice, you win. It has classes. It's like light, medium, heavy. The movement is kind of like Titanfall. It's really fun. I think we'd
Nice.
be a good game for us.
Angry, do you have a suggestion before you vote?
No.
Okay.
Not even gonna put out the raft.
All right, we can throw Raft in there, I guess.
We'll get to it.
All right.
All right. Who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Salty.
I will. So, as much as I do want to play Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, I am sold on Oh Dear.
Oh wow.
And so I'm going to put my first
my.
place is Oh Dear.
Oh geez.
No,
Oh my.
My second one is Anomaly Exit, because that also sounds hilarious. My third is Elden Ring. My fourth is Raft, and my fifth is Borderlands 2.
You can just put me down for the same thing.
Wow.
All right.
The copycat build.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm
Chameleon.
also sold on Oh
That's
Dear,
good.
so that'll be number one.
Oh shit.
Anomaly Exit for 2.
Oh my god.
I think that one sounds like fun. I'll just do the finals for 3.
He's broken the pattern.
Elden Ring for 4. And Raft for 5.
All right, who's next?
I can do it. Oh, sorry. It's all you, baby.
Chief.
Everything that both Jarnot and Angry
Yeah.
did.
Oh.
Man, with the bottom, you had to pull out the oh dear,
The Oh Dear.
didn't you?
I'm already downloading it.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go. I'll say number 1, Oh Dear.
What?
Oh my.
I'll say 2, Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
3, Anomaly Exit. 4, Elden Ring. And 5, Raft.
All right, Ninja.
All right, I'm gonna rock the vote here. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do. Geez, what should I vote for first?
Oh boy.
I'm kidding. I'll do the same, I guess. You know what? Switch for me, Anomaly and Exit and Oh Dear, just because out of principle. Yeah.
We can't have a unanimous winner.
And then let's do Elden Ring 3 and Raft 4 and Dead Island 5.
All right.
I want to bump its votes up, you know.
Yeah. And which one won?
I don't know. Hey, Anomaly Exit got close.
How was it that close?
Nice work with it,
About
Bottom.
5 apart.
All right,
Did
I'm
it.
going to go download it.
Hopefully this works better than the Elite Dangerous one that I plugged.
Hey, I enjoyed
fun.
Elite Dangerous.
I did too. But I feel like I got blamed for it.
Oh yes, you did get blamed for it.
In fact,
Blamed
they
for
just
a good
came out with the
game.
Python
Just
Mark
like
II.
I got blamed when we played Destiny.
Hey, I had a
Yeah.
good time that month. I got a lot of cool weapons.
That was the fun. That was the first ever VGotM tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
true.
right.
That's right.
Wow, I forgot. What was it between?
Raft.
I forget. Raft, I think.
Oh man,
Oh.
man, we really don't want to play Raft. Huh?
All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie with it, Bottom. I looked up Oh Dear before the podcast, and I knew it was gonna beat it. I was like, "There's no chance."
This sounds like perfect VGotM.
Yeah,
We'll play it.
Want to play around?
I'm downloading it now, but my internet's slow. All right.
Oh yeah, we gotta play Chain together too.
Yeah, we do. Anyone have any last thoughts before we leave? Oh dear.
Play
No.
Remnant 2 and play Remnant 1. They're both great games. Very
Not in
fun.
that order, unless you want.
Unless you want.
Play Oh Dear with us.
Yes. Play Oh Dear with us.
Join the
It's fun.
VGotM channel.
Yeah, play Oh dear.
Yeah.
All right. Like and subscribe.
That's it.